Hey guys, and welcome back to another speedpaints rant. I don't know why I say the rant like a question mark. Hi, this is art that I made and I don't like, but we're gonna move past that because I have something to talk about today. Well, I've been trying to record this since Thursday. It's currently Sunday the 19th, yep. And I just didn't have anything to talk about, so I asked on Instagram, and someone sent me an article, so that's what we're talking about today. So if you have any suggestions or articles similar to this, or just any article, or just anything, just suggest it to me and I might talk about it. But this one is from Goliath. Also, I'm like going right into this because I don't like this drawing and I don't want to talk about it, so let's just not think about it. So this is an article from Goliath.com, which I had never heard of Goliath.com. So yeah, I don't know. But like I was looking through it really quickly, and some of them have like sources on the bottom. So I'm gonna assume that most of this is reliable. But if it's not, either I'll notice it. I haven't read it. I kind of skimmed through it because I don't know. I felt like I was gonna read it and be like, maybe know what I was talking about. But I think I just wanted my first reaction on this one because similar to the other, it's just claims. Although this one doesn't say it's irrefutable, but this one is just called 10 reasons that aliens probably exist. So this one is just not trying to say aliens exist, it's just saying aliens probably exist. I feel like at least it's not trying to convince me that these are all facts. This is just maybe these means aliens exist, but maybe means they don't, so. And this was just like perfect because I was watching a new episode of Ancient Aliens. I love Ancient Aliens and I hate Ancient Aliens because like for the first half of it they have me, and then they start adding the alien stuff and I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that. But this one was like they started talking about like quartz and how you can put information into quartz. You can put like 3 teras of information in quartz, and I was like, wow, I have no idea. Now I need to look for more of that. Maybe in our next video I'll talk about that. But anyways, let's not talk about ancient aliens. Let's talk about reasons that aliens exist according to Goliath. And it says sourcespace.com, so is space.com reliable? I don't know. But yeah, let's just get like right into it. I don't know how much I'm gonna read about this, but if I don't understand one point, I'll probably read what they say. But like for example, number 10 is very self-explanatory, and number 10 is the number of UFO sightings. And this is something I can agree with. I feel like there are a lot of UFO sightings, and a lot of them like are I don't want to say they're very reliable because they probably aren't, but some of them are made by very smart people that I just don't think, because sometimes when you're watching a movie and a show and they show someone that's like an alien believer or someone that got abducted by aliens, they look like a wacko. Well, I feel like most of the people I see that like have had like alien encounters or alien sightings or have been abducted, they don't look like that kind of people. And also like a lot of them have, maybe they have profited off of it, but others, their lives can kind of been ruined by it. So it's just like, why would they keep saying it's real if it's ruining their lives? I don't know. But there are like so many UFO sightings, and maybe we will talk about like some of them in a future video because I love, I should have said this at the beginning, but I'm a big alien believer. So it's just, I don't know. And I feel like there are a lot of UFO sightings, and there are some confirmed UFO sightings by the government, but I think that a lot of people just don't know that UFO doesn't mean extraterrestrial. Like an UFO is just an unidentified flying object. So like just because the government showed footage of UFOs doesn't mean they're not man-made UFOs. Like they could be spies from Russia. We don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Like I mean like those that you really can't explain. Like for example the Phoenix lights. If you don't know about the Phoenix lights, Google them. Like I can't explain that. And there's so many UFO sightings I can't really explain. Like the way the lights show up in the sky, it just makes no sense to me. I've never seen any UFO, no, so I don't know. But this is something I can, yeah, maybe they're extraterrestrial, maybe they're alien, or maybe they're just, human things. So But once again, this is not trying to tell me that this is a fact, so I don't feel that angry like last time. Ancient evidence. So I'm gonna assume this is talking about like the ancient alien theories. Let's see what it says. It's not just recent times that people claim to have seen UFOs, as throughout history there's evidence to suggest that people have seen objects in the sky, pre-airplanes and satellites. This includes the Madonna with Saint Giovannino, which was painting in the 15th century by Domenico Giraldio, and shows a disc-shaped object consistent with today's sightings in the sky behind Mary's shoulder. Now I have to Google it. I'll pop it up on the screen because we have to see this together. Oh, this is a very popular one. I actually do know what painting this is. I don't think that's an alien spaceship though. I think that could be anything. If I'm being quite honest. That could be anything. I don't know. It honestly looks more like a coronavirus than an alien spaceship. I don't know. Maybe it could be. I've seen this painting like so many times. You know, I took like 2 art history classes because they were requirements for me as a graphic designer. I never noticed that. None of my teachers ever mentioned it, obviously. I don't know if I think that's a spaceship, but that's cool. Maybe you know what happened. You know... This is totally something I did when I did paintings. Like sometimes you accidentally splatter paint and it's really dark and you can't erase it because like you can't put white or like a light color on top of black. It's not gonna cover it. I think this is oil painting probably. So I would just like make the splatter of paint part of the painting. You know, like I would draw a flower or something, a bug, a butterfly on top of it. Maybe that's it. Like he just got like a little splatter of paint there and then he was like, oh fuck. We're not gonna, I mean, there's thinner. I just never use thinner because I'm a stupid. I also don't do oil paintings because they hurt my nose. But maybe he could have thinned it out. Maybe he was out of thinner or paint remover or whatever that's called. I don't know art terms in English. But I don't know, maybe that's what happened. Maybe he was out of like something to remove the paint with and he just painted over and it was like, oh, let's do this celestial being in the back. And now people are like, oh, that's a spaceship. I thought they were going to talk more about like, you know, the ancient alien theories. Like how supposedly like aliens help ancient civilizations develop, which I've never been a big believer of. I like aliens, you know. And I kind of like the idea of ancient aliens, but I think also like ancient civilizations were very capable, and we just have been taught that they were just stupid and like primitive in the bad way. Like they were just like ape people, like they weren't smart and they were just like hitting stuff and not creating, but fighting and murdering for no reason. And that's not true. Like ancient people were so smart. Like the civilizations, like the Mayans. They were amazing. And the Egyptians, oh my god. And who built the pyramids? Slaves. So I don't know, I thought they were going to talk about that. Maybe they are, and I just read the first part of it, but who knows. Maybe this person, Mr. Domenico Giraldio, I can't pronounce his name, I'm so sorry, did see an alien. He was like, oh, I'm going to paint the alien. Although, you know, honestly, let's be honest, if I were like I don't know when this thing, 15th century, and I saw something in the sky, I wouldn't put it in the back like a dot behind Virgin Mary. I would have done like a whole ass painting, you know, like a whole painting about this thing I saw in the sky, because it would have been so fantastic and like never before seen or heard of. So that's kind of something there. But anyways, Roswell and Area 51. So that's number 8. I am a big believer in Roswell and Area 51. I just gotta say that in the beginning. I think Roswell happened. I think Area 51 has nothing right now, but it might have had something. I'm a big Bob Lazar fan. He has a documentary in Netflix you should watch. You're interested in Bob Lazar? He supposedly, allegedly worked in Area 51 trying to rebuild an alien spaceship. But the thing about Bob Lazar is he's been discredited for dumb reasons. I don't know. There's like a whole thing about Bob Lazar, but I believe him. I see no reason why he would lie. I mean, for attention, sure, but like he's gotten like a lot of negative attention. So I don't know. I want to believe him. Let me be happy. But yeah, I believe both I don't think Roswell was a weather balloon, to be honest. Like there's so many people who saw it, and actually there's people who claim to have seen alien corpses, and I know human memory is not the best, and sometimes we make up things we actually didn't see and we start believing our own lies. I know that's the thing, but aren't there like 100 witnesses or something for Roswell? I don't know. I think that's suspicious. According to this, there's a retired CIA agent, Chase Brandon, stated in 2012 that it did not come from this planet about Roswell, so who knows? Area 51, I think that maybe at some point it had some kind of aliens. I think everything that was in Area 51 was probably moved underground. I think anything alien related nowadays is probably moved underground because it's so easy to just fly a drone over things, so I don't know, but I do believe in both Roswell and Area 51. Apollo 11 UFO sightings. Ooh, this one is interesting, but I'm going to read it because I don't want to butcher it. 'Cause I've read a lot about it, but you know me. Apollo 11 is of course most famous for putting man on the moon for the very first time. But this mission also seems to strengthen the case of extraterrestrial life. 3 days into the mission, the astronauts sent a message back to message control asking if they knew where the detached part of the rocket was. The reason for this was that they saw an object that appeared to be riding alongside their rocket, but the detached part was 6,000 miles away from their location. According to alleged leaked documents, Aldrin and Armstrong saw 2 abnormal spacecrafts whilst on the moon, and 2-minute period of radio silence leads many to believe that NASA deliberately blocked this from the public. According to a retired NASA communication engineer and several other astronauts, many Apollo missions resulted in UFO sightings which have all been kept quiet. Yeah, there are like tons of UFO sightings by astronauts. And I feel like if I'm going to believe anyone is an astronaut, I don't know about you. But yeah, I've read about this and I think it's very interesting. Maybe they saw something else, but like what else were they going to see in space, you know? And there's like this whole conspiracy that NASA and the US government are hiding aliens because they're trying to make a fake alien attack. And tell me if that isn't the most American thing they could do, just create a fake alien attack to panic and make us be against the aliens. I don't know, kind of something they would do. I don't know about you. Okay, number 6 is called extremophiles, and I think I know what this means, but I'm gonna read it because I'm not sure. On our own planet, we have microorganisms and creatures that are able to live in extreme conditions that we would perish in. Oh, so this is like the tardigrades. Yes. So tardigrades, I don't know if you know about tardigrades. They're like little, tiny little, I don't want to say bacteria. They're microorganisms. I don't know what they are. But they're tiny little, just cute little microorganisms. And they can withstand like a lot of temperature and I think radiation too. I'm not sure. I know temperature for sure. Here it says that tardigrade can withstand temperature of just above 0 to over 100 degrees. They can withstand pressure 6 times greater than the bottom of the ocean, go without food for 10 years, and much more. And I'm pretty sure they have sent tardigrades to space and they've survived. I'm not sure about that. But like, yes, I can see like why you would think that microorganisms that can survive these conditions somehow are alien related, but like also they can just be like microorganisms that are super cool and that's it. So I don't know, I still think I love tardigrades. They're super cute. I don't know why I think they're cute. Number 5 is water throughout the universe. So let's see what this says. We recognize that water is a crucial ingredient for life, and therefore we're constantly on the lookout for evidence of water anywhere in the universe. So this is basically about how because I'm part of this, we have found, let's give credit where credit is due. The Curiosity rover on Mars has provided overwhelming evidence that rivers and lakes once existed on our neighboring planet. So there's this whole theory that Mars used to be like Earth, and then like Martians, whoever lived in Mars, had like a nuclear war and destroyed everything. So either there's like this theory is threefold. Either they moved to Earth, or they completely perished, or they are living underground in Mars. I think those are like the 3 popular ones about Mars. It's been found that other places have water, like one of Jupiter's moons, or Europa, and other moons in Jupiter apparently have like ice and all that. So who knows? Maybe there's like, I think there's no way to know if there's life in that water yet. Maybe like one day we will know. But as far as I know, and this is like a 2018 article, by the way, I should have said that in the beginning. So a lot of things have happened in 2 years, but let's pretend those things didn't happen. for the sake of this video. Number 4 is the wow signal. Wow. I'm gonna read this because I also know about the wow signal, but I don't want to mess it up because I don't know the technicalities. On August 15, 1977, Jerry R. Eman was working on a project at the Big Ear Radio Telescope at Ohio State University when they picked up a strong narrowband radio signal that many believed to prove the existence of aliens. The signal lasted the full 72-second window that the Big Ear was able to observe it, but it has never been detected again. It is thought to have come from almost 220 million light years away, and the signal bore the expected hallmarks of non-terrestrial origin. But there are also many doubt that the signal was a sign of intelligent extraterrestrial origin. It still baffles scientists to this day how a signal that powerful could come from so far away in the universe without the aid of advanced technology, and this led Eman to circle the signal and mark the computer printout with the comment "wow" on the side. That's funny. But yeah, it's just like this radio signal that just came out of nowhere, and people were like, what the fuck is this? Aliens? Are there trying to communicate with us? So yeah, this is like feeds to the whole idea that maybe aliens are so far away from us that it's just contact is not possible, which I don't believe in. I believe we've made contact. So, and maybe 2020 is the year, because 2020 seems like the year this would happen. An excellent end to 2020, aliens. Number 3 is increasing number of Earth-like planets. Okay, I think this is pretty self-explanatory. In the past, like 20 years, I feel like they have found so many Earth-like planets. So like what this is saying is that they have found a bunch of planets that are very similar to our planet, but it's outside our solar system. But like people say, like maybe they can host life, which like how do you know that? And this comes back to the whole Goldilocks Zone. I think we talked about the Goldilocks Zone in the past video, or the past 2 videos, because the past video was an art video. I don't know my order anymore. If you don't know what the Goldilocks Zone is, basically that the idea that we live, that our planet is exactly in the perfect spot to create life. Like it's exactly the perfect distance from the sun, for example, to be able to create life without killing it or anything like that. I think that the universe is way too big and probably infinite to be the only ones that are in like the perfect circumstances. And also we're in the perfect circumstances for our kind of life, but like there might be other different type of life that is made up of something different that we are made of. So I don't know. I mean, tardigrades are like a great example of that, because tardigrades are so different from us. So like why couldn't there be tardigrades in other planets? Who knows? Maybe they're giant tardigrades. Ooh, maybe tardigrades being giant would stop making them cute. I don't know about that. So they're like, here they talk about like a few planets. I mean, I don't know. I feel like saying that they can host life is a very bold statement. I'm pretty sure they can't prove that. There might be life there. Because I feel like a lot of people, when they think of alien life, they just think of like, the Greys or the whatever aliens, lizard people, I don't know. But they don't think that maybe like life out there is just microorganisms. And just because they're microorganisms doesn't mean that they're not developed at us. Like, what if there's a planet out there that has like human-like people, maybe not human-like, but like a life out there that is just so tiny. Like they're the size of ants, but they're like a whole civilization the size of ants, and they have like a lot of technology and art and just culture, just because they're tiny little beings doesn't mean that they're not out there. On a scarier side, maybe there's giant life out there too. So I don't know. I think the possibilities are endless. That's always like what I believe in. Like there's so many possibilities, and thinking that we are the only ones in this vast universe is very self-centered, in my opinion. It's like saying that I am the only real person because I am the only one that I can only feel me, and I can only feel my thought and like perceive the world through me. So I am the only person that exists and everything else is fake. Sorry, I gesture a lot, okay? So if you hear me hitting the mic, it's because I'm gesturing. So like that would, I feel like that's the same thing. Like just saying like I can only feel me, so nobody else exists but me. Everything else is fake. That's how I feel when people say that there's nothing out there. Anyways, let's continue in this very long video. We're almost done. The age of the universe. It is not just the size of the universe that you have to consider, but also the age of it too. It is thought that the Big Bang occurred around 13.8 billion years ago, whilst Earth's first formed roughly 4.5 billion years ago, with the earliest life arising 3.5 billion years ago. In terms of Earth, we have only been in existence for a small amount of time compared to the age of the universe. So basically this is saying that the universe formed way long ago, 13.8 billion years ago, 13.8 billion years ago, but we've only been around for 3.5 billion years. So like what happened then? Maybe there were things forming back then. You know, maybe there was like what I said about Mars. Maybe there was like an alien race before, and then something happened, and now there's us, and they don't exist anymore because they destroy themselves or something. I don't know. I'm just here like just going crazy, like tinfoil hats on. Let's just get to the crazies. Let's move on to the number one, and number one is exactly what I've been saying: the sheer size of the universe. Our minds cannot comprehend just how vast the universe is, and scientists state that it could host around 100 to 130 billion galaxies. 130 billion galaxies, and this is the only life in it? That's just self-centered. Like, if you believe that, I'm sorry, but you're selfish. Like, you think that there's so much out there and there's not any alien life? I don't know how. I don't know how that's possible. Unless we live in a simulation that only created us, unless the Earth is flat. Wow, we're getting crazy here. I just can't believe that we're the only ones out there. It's just not, it's not, like the odds are against it too, I feel. Which I don't know what the odds of like a planet of us, I guess that's what they call it, the Goldilocks. Why is it called the Goldilocks Zone? Something to research later because I have no idea why it's called the Goldilocks Zone. But yeah, so that was the article. Very interesting. Nothing too new for me. Unfortunately, I knew about most of this, I feel, but still very interesting. This wasn't any bold statement. At least all the points made sense compared to the vulture one. So Goliath, I think you did a good job. I think I liked you more than the vulture. So thank you, Johnny Hughes, for writing this. And thank you to the person on Instagram who suggested this to me. I just don't know. I'm like, I don't know. I like believing we made contact with alien because it just makes the world feel a little bit different. It hits differently, and I like the idea. I like the idea that there's different races, and like some of them are just trying to help us be better people, but humanity's so fucked up sometimes. But yeah, that's it for today. I hope you enjoy me babbling about aliens, and if you have any suggestion for future videos, please send them over. It can be just an idea, it can be about art, or it can be an article, so just send them my way. I'll welcome them because this took me too long to think of, and I actually didn't think of it. Someone sent it to me, so thank you so much for hanging out. I'm sorry this video was so long. If you like it, let me know, and I'll see you next time. Bye.